Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel, Reading Ideas. I've been tagged by the great Stuart Griffin on his channel, so go and check him out. He reads such a lot, an enthusiastic reader, very widely read. So yeah, he's got much more to talk about books than I have. This tag is it was created by Randy at the Literate Texan. A new tag. He's created the Seriously Well Read Book Club on his Patreon page, and he's created this tag to go with it. So thanks to Randy and thanks to Stuart. I'll do my best. Okay, so here is the Seriously Well Read tag prompts. Tag 1. What book made you take reading seriously? That's an interesting one. I think I'll end up mentioning this, having a look over the questions. I might end up mentioning this twice. We'll see. And I've kind of, I can't remember taking it seriously. Right? No, I think I remember. I think I mentioned this once before. I read a book at the school library. We must have been sent off to the library. This is I'll probably be about 10. And we were sent off, to go and pick a book from the library. And I picked this book, and it was about bees. And it was about this bee that went into a nest, and it got rid of the existing queen and took over. And it was really well written. And I went back and trying to find other books, so I can remember that's kind of perhaps started me off on reading. That means I get to save my other book for later. What book did you pretend to understand? Be honest. I can't really think of any. I've had books that I didn't enjoy, but I didn't pretend to enjoy them. But I'll see if any comes to me. Prompt 3. Which 3 books are on your personal required reading list? I think it depends on where people are, what they're doing, what their interests are. I'm not sure you could come up with 3 books that everybody should read, but books that I require myself to reread every so often are Sun Tzu's Art of War. Absolutely amazing book. Get the Wordsworth edition. Machiavelli's The Prince. Get the Penguin Classics edition. They are so amazing. And Those About to Die Salute You, about the Roman games. I think the film Gladiator used it a little bit. Those About to Die, brilliant book. Tag 4. What author have you been avoiding? Well, there's a couple that I've started reading and didn't enjoy, and I've avoided reading. But the one that's kind of people talk about, and I've got copies, and they're kind of nagging for me to give them a try, but I'm not convinced I'm going to enjoy them, is Dostoevsky. So he's got a great reputation, but then so's Tolstoy, and I'll come back onto that in a minute. So Dostoevsky, but I'll give him a go. 5. What's the hardest book you've ever finished? Well, I've found a few very, very difficult to read and gave up because they were just awful. And but the hardest book that I've finished would probably be The Count of Monte Cristo because it's so long, and it kind of takes a bit of mental adapting, that you're going to be with a book for so long, characters for so long, the middle bit's a bit flat, and it's giving yourself the patience to kind of see it through, because the first third is absolutely excellent, amazing. Middle third, yeah. Third, yeah, okay, but not as good as the first section. And prompt 6. What's a book that changed how you read? I'll mention Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. You only have so much time for reading, so I'd been avoiding anything that I'd seen the film of or TV book of, because it's just, right, well, I've seen the story, so I'll read something else, because you've only got so much time, haven't you? But I gave that a go after, if I remember rightly, The Count of Monte Cristo, because it's quite thin, and as a bit of an antidote, and it was absolutely amazingly written. Robert Louis Stevenson, amazing author. Can't go wrong with Treasure Island and Kidnapped. So that changed how I read, because I do read ones, like Maltese Falcon, amazing book. And quality versus quantity. Would you rather read 100 good books in a year or 10 great books? I'd rather read 10 great books. It would be fabulous to read more than 10 books, but if that was the only choice, definitely 10 great books. Great anything is great, isn't it? Obviously. Prompt 8. Which genre are you embarrassed to say you have not read? Now, I don't read horror. Yeah, can't be bothered, getting that, reading something that makes you feel that way. I just kind of like, no, I can't be bothered. There's enough things that are going on in the real world, isn't there, without having to give yourself that kind of feeling. So, but I am not embarrassed about it at all. The bit that I can't, I wouldn't say embarrassment, but I'm coming into the next bit. Which book do you think most people misread? Okay, so just a word here. I've read, or I've not finished Anna Karenina. A couple of absolutely beautiful sections, but tedious as hell. Catcher in the Rye. Oh, that was awful. And what's the other one? The Great Gatsby. That was, oh God, so awful. So, which book do you think most people misread? I'll stick my neck out and say that the top 10, top 20, top 30, top 40, top 50 list that comes out, with all these books in, oh yeah, the greatest book ever written is War and Peace. Says who? I'm convinced that oh God, so are I. It's the vengeance of the top 10 list gods. Yeah. Now, do people actually read these books? I'm not sure that enough people read it to say, oh yeah, I love reading Louis L'Amour and Maigret, but I'm too embarrassed to say that they're my favourite books, so I'll tell everybody I read War and Peace. I mean, what's going on? What's going on? I'm not convinced that people actually read all those and love all those. not convinced at all. And I find that thought of myself and maybe of other people a little embarrassing. Maybe they do read them and maybe they are fantastic. Yeah. And question 10, what does seriously well read mean to you? Now, I read quite a lot of books when I was younger. Not as many older because of work and family. But there's been a few people who have read. Elon Musk, he has read probably more books than 99.99% of the planet at least, but way more. Nassim Taleb, fabulous writer. He's extremely well read, thousands of books. And on really wide ranging topics. And then he went deep into learning about probability, read everything that there was on probability, and amazing thinker. And so that's kind of going in depth, wide ranging in one sense. But here's another. Ramanujan, the famous mathematician, I was a math teacher by the way, was in India, and he came across one book of proofs, just one book. And he thought about it that much, came up with his own ideas, that he has, it's just an amazing in-depth thinker, came up with loads and loads of, loads of maths identities, which they're still trying to prove now. They work, but they're trying to get the proofs, because it wasn't his way of thinking. So that is seriously well read. If you can discover so much maths just from going into studying one book. So it only remains for me to tag others. I will line up the usual suspects. Happy reading, everybody. Bye for now.